everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? It is what's today? Where am I? Where's my co-host here? Oh, he's here.
I don't know what you're looking at.
There he is.
Uh,
It is Wednesday, and tomorrow is going to be opening day. And Mr. Meyer, as he's clearly known there, um,
long folder.
yeah, Mr. Maya and myself, we're gonna talk baseball today, and hopefully for the next I don't know how many days is that? 300 days until the World Series, dude. I don't know. Let's yeah. I want to talk baseball. This is called Royal Yappin. Oh, what a stupid name, but I know. I'm not very creative when it comes to names. So look at my username. Minerva, at least he calls himself after a monster.
It's just a random name there, friend.
You're not called after the Minerva monster?
No, I'm not calling after them. I didn't know. It's just the name that starts with the letter M. That's why.
Oh.
That's all it is.
I thought you were called after the Minerva monster. Did you see the movie that I sent you about that?
I saw what you were showing me. Yeah.
Hmm. He's not very excited this morning. It's because it's morning. I know. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I'm sleepy. What do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
expect?
yeah, 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 yeah. Do something for your fame. Yeah, we will focus on the Royals. Hopefully, not hopefully. We're gonna focus on the Royals. We're gonna focus a little bit also on the Cubbies. Minerva is my Cubbies expert here. I do like the Cubbies as my National League team. Minerva is actually living in the Cubby. How's it called? Market? Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
You could just say I live in the suburbs of Chicago. You're fine.
I didn't even know that the Culp is suburbs of Chicago. I just know that
No,
you live on
actually, no.
northern
I live
Illinois.
where I live is a suburb of Chicago, but there's so many suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Hold on.
okay, whatever. The north, everybody knows that you live on the stadium of Northern Illinois. We talked about it so many times on college football that we can see your house from there.
I am 60 miles west of Chicago. It
Oh,
is not a
it's
suburb
so
of Chicago.
close. Oh, I really think that it was that close. So yeah, you're our Chicago Cubs expat. Expat.
I mean, I have been following them on the spring.
Yeah,
Am I
me too.
am I upset that we traded Cade Smith, who's going to make the Astros opening day roster? You damn well I am.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot of the Cubbies actually had a much more interesting spring training than the Royals had.
But the Royals were better.
In spring training, who cares about spring training results?
Of course, you care about spring training. You want to watch the stars be better.
Yeah, I do care about spring training, but not the results. Vanessa's brother is a student at Northern Illinois.
Oh wow.
And Gobias, be better.
Pretty much, it's my backyard. Like I can look out my window and I can see NIU from my house. That's how close I am.
Yeah, that's what we always said when we are playing in Northern Illinois on college football, EA Sports College Football. We can see Minerva's house. We can see him. We can see him doing his dishes.
Oh my God, it's not true. There's no dishes being done.
Hey, my bike. Thank you, Minerva, for shouting out Gobias. Man, I wish that would go with the videos again with the clips. I was so hoping to see the Malbec singing the national anthem again. So yeah, but we're not going to focus only on KC and Chicago. We're going to talk all baseball when it is interesting, and but let's start with the Cubbies. So how did you like their spring training?
I mean, Tokyo series aside, they were all right. A lot. Gabe Workman had a lot of fun in the spring. I definitely liked his performance. Let's see here. Bring up the stats. Yeah, Gage Workman in 20 games in spring, he was 16 for 44, four home runs, 15 RBIs, had a 420 OBP and a 1.125 OPS. Very solid player.
Minerva can be heard very very quietly.
Always. DBlock turns me down.
Exactly, that's what I'm going to see. He put his microphone to his mouth.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, now you can hear him.
Can you? Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. No, we don't want to subscribe to this Cubbies.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Gage Workman. Um, the of course everybody kind of thought that they traded what was his name to Tampa Bay last year.
Morel.
Yeah,
Morel.
Christopher Morel, who I was actually quite fond of. Um,
You like Morel?
yeah,
He was a good spark plug, but he wasn't the greatest hitter.
no, yeah, I've seen that now. I've seen it here when he was playing for Chicago, and I've seen it when he was playing for Tampa Bay now. And Tampa Bay basically said, "Ah, dang, that was a bad trade for us." But yeah, Gage Workman doing very well there in the 44 at bats. Um, he looks like the real deal. Who was the this prospect that they wanted to play there was the Matt Shaw, right?
Matt Shaw, I don't think he's getting opening day. He might be. Hold on, let's see here. Looking for roster, looking for starting lineup. Let's see here. Tomorrow. Wait, doesn't have tomorrow? It does not. Hold on. Transact. Nope. What the hell? So they've got Shaw is on the depth chart, but it doesn't say he's on the active roster. Hold on. We've got Birdie, Bruhan, Bush, Nico, Shaw, Swanson, Turner, and Workman is on the 40 on the active roster, so he could be the starting third baseman.
You think so? He's going to be over there?
Well, Bruhan and Horner were injured. Bruhan's
Yeah.
out for at least another week, and then you've got JT, who I think is kind of just filling in. One of them has to go down, and I think it may be Gage because they were invested in Shaw to begin with.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about him. But I mean,
I don't think Matt Shaw is bad. He is young, 23 years old, and he only hit 208 in spring.
again, spring the results don't matter as much as the how you look, how your swing looks, and everything. So Matt Shaw is the number 19 prospect on the MLB list. Um, and he is here. He is said that he's in MLB. Okay, we'll see. So did they announce the starting lineups for?
I don't know. Let me see here.
Let me have a look.
Obviously,
Here.
Steele is pitching because the Cubs have already played. Doesn't say. I mean, it has like who plays on the Cubs, but it doesn't say their lineups. Would what's the other website? Would the other website have it?
What?
RotoWire?
'RotoWire doesn't show the daily lineups. Oh, they do. Now they have it. All right. Now they have it. Where's the Cubbies? So they have Swanson Metro. The expected lineup, yeah, at third base.
Where did you Where did you go to get that?
RotoWire. And then clicked on tomorrow because it is on today.
I'm slow.
No kidding.
Where did you click the daily lineups and then you clicked on tomorrow? Now I see it.
Yeah. Hey, Cubs fan Steve.
There's the Cubs expert.
Yeah, there's the real Cubs expert. And where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, interesting. They do have Nico and Shaw in the lineup. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just go for because somebody is doing big time spring training. I mean, just throw over all your plans there.
We think you're the expert there, Steve, because you're a big Cubs fan. That's why.
I don't know, John. Though the thing is with the Tommy John surgery, that's not like a ligament that everything's fine as long as it's there and it's torn and then it's not fine. This is more the Tommy John surgery is something like you can actually pitch with that, not good and it hurts, but you can pitch with that, and to differentiate with when actually it's time to do the surgery and not is it's kind of tough. That's not it's not a black and white issue there. It's not like a broken bone. It's either broken or not. So yeah,
Are they broken?
huh?
You are correct.
Yeah, that could be very well true. And then they thought that it might be enough for the if it's like only a partial thing there, that they might think that the off season was enough to let it heal, and they figured out no, it wasn't. So now they pay the price for not acting right away. That's what, for example, my one thing that I'm usually doing when I'm playing the base game. If somebody's day to day, I'm putting them on the I'm putting them on the bench. I don't want them to make it better. Make it no, sorry, make it worse. It just usually when you just take them out, they get a breather, especially if they're not on a hot streak. They get a breather, and yeah, I can live with them losing out for a few days. If they're really injured, I'm losing them for months. So I'd rather take the days there. I don't know why teams are not doing that, but yeah, we with the Royals, of course, Salvi is a perfect example, coming back too early after injuries because he wants to play, and yeah, people are not holding him back there. But yeah, Swanson, I can't see anything with Swanson that there is a problem with him. I don't know why he didn't play much in spring training.
Maybe people just had some time off. I don't know.
Yeah, but Vanessa asked about that, so that's why I was actually looking for it. It is sorted after Let's look after at bats. There he is, 33 at bats. So that's okay.
It's
He's
not too bad.
had an okay spring. That's totally fine. Tucker, yeah, the Tucker only had that one home run, and he's of course the big offseason addition for the Cubbies.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he does.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's in the number 2 spot in the projected lineup. That's
yeah.
a little strange, but I guess they don't really have a second guy in their lineup.
You don't think so? I think Dansby is a perfectly good second guy.
I mean, he's in the number 5 spot, which is a little weird.
Yeah,
I've always liked Hap as the leadoff guy.
I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him in the five guy slot. I would put him in the second slot.
I'm sure they'll adjust it. I'm thinking that maybe they just want to have the top guys at the top of the lineup. Gallant's a righty, so having Tucker as a lefty right after Ian being a switch, you got 2 lefties there.
Yeah, yeah. The two lefties. Yeah, yeah. Tucker. I mean, yeah. It's always different going from team to team. You never know. I was terrible by switching teams. I needed about like half a year to get to yeah, to get back to my normal self when I switch teams. So maybe he's somebody like that too. And again, it's spring training. I wouldn't put too much on super good things, and I wouldn't put too much on super bad things. It's actually if
It's
you're doing if you have your slump out of the way in spring training, what better way to what better place to do that, huh?
yeah, and
So let's
it's
talk
super
about
good
the
spring.
pitching, the Cubs pitching.
I mean, they sucked in Tokyo.
Did they really? I didn't think they sucked. The starting pitching at least did not suck. Shota
Okay,
went
I would say Shota was fine.
yeah, he went toe to toe with Otani there.
I would say Shota was the best one for sure.
And also, I mean, the Cubs in total, they had their chances against the Dodgers. They just did not take advantage of their chances. They had people in scoring position and just didn't produce. That's yeah.
Mm.
I think they had their chances, and then the Lakers, the Lakers, God dang
Lakers.
it, the Dodgers just blew the game open at the end. Then there, but they had their chances there. What are you thinking about Brad Keller there with the Cubs? You always liked Brad, didn't you?
Released him. I thought they released him.
Did they?
I know they released, or maybe they optioned him. I don't know.
I mean,
Is he on the
he
roster?
did have a good spring.
I don't remember. I don't hate him. I kind of want the younger guys to get a little bit better. We seem to have a lot of like guys that were just thrown away from other teams on our team this year. Thielbar and Brazier and Nate Pearson from last year. You're not wrong, Cubs fan Steve. You're not wrong. We're definitely middle of the pack.
Yeah, and again, I thought they Keller grabs final bullpen job. There he is. Cubs signed Brad Keller to a minor league contract over the winter. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, he has the final bullpen.
Yeah. What John Doe said. I like Ben Brown, but he needs to work on his control.
Yeah, but I don't think that with Ben Brown, he's somebody he can't learn it anywhere else. He has to play. He has to do that. Hey, Tootie, he has to actually start. He can't learn it somewhere else if he doesn't start.
He's young. He's got a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah. I like it. I like him a lot.
I liked him last year, but every time I rooted for him, he just didn't do well.
Yeah, and
I mean,
he's again, he's young, he's inexperienced, and that's what you get from inexperienced guys that they will have ups and downs. So, this is the 20.
15 games last year. He started 8 of them. He was 1-3 with a
Yeah, it's a little over
3.8.
a walk per game. So that's not bad. It has
No, I don't think it's.
the whip is one. The whip was 1.08. So that is actually pretty good. Spring training was terrible though, but you never know when they're what they're working on and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, Cubbies
They,
a lot more interesting spring than the Royals had. The Royals, that might be actually the theme for the Royals this year is the what if. They wanted to get a outfield bat, and there were talks of Santander. They wanted to go after Teoscar. They wanted to go after Jurickson Profile, and yeah, none of that happens. None of that happened. What we got is Mark Canna.
he's projected to be first base on opening day.
Yeah, if Vinny can go, yeah.
Vinny's DH. Look at the RotoWire.
Yeah, actually, I didn't see it. Look at the RotoWire for for the Royals. I just look for the Cubs.
Of
Dang it.
course he didn't. Gosh dang it, D-Block.
Yeah. Actually, I did look at it before, and they got the fucking Melendez in left field. God, I hate it so much.
They have freaking India at third. Who is he going to play third?
So no
What
Massey,
happened to Mike Bell?
Michael Massey, Michael
I meant
Garcia.
Mike Garcia.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I really don't know what's wrong with Garcia. They want. I mean, they want. I know that they want Garcia to play the outfield.
I don't know if India played any third in spring training.
Yeah,
I
he
thought it
did.
was only
He did.
outfield.
He did. He
Did he?
played. He played basically. He played second, third, and right field.
No, I thought it was left field.
Left
Renfroe
field.
played
Left
third.
field. Yeah, yeah, left field.
I mean, he had a 404 in spring training. 404, 491, 108 OPS. He could hit in spring. He could hit very well.
Bobby Witt will turn heel and steal the. I don't think
Yes,
he would
I
steal it.
agree.
I think he's one of the. I mean, of course, I'm.
One of the favorites.
Yeah, I mean, he was. If it hadn't been for Judge, he had the 64th best season ever by MLB player in all the history of MLB
That doesn't
players.
sound very good.
64th
That doesn't sound very good.
in 100
That
and
means there's 63. Go ahead.
I mean in 100 and what 120 years then since that is no or even longer. That is pretty good.
According to Baseball Reference, his projections have him at a 295, a 864 OPS with 33 stolen bases. He's not going to get a 30-30 according to his projections, but I think he can get 30-30.
Oh, John Doe, I totally disagree. John Doe says I keep hearing that teams are going to pitch around Witt all season because no one else is. Give Salvi very simple. Salvi is hitting after Witt. Give Salvi the chance, especially if he can play more DH this year. With Fermin really doing a very good job at catcher. If you sleep on Salvi, I mean people are sleeping on Salvi all the time. Ever since I'm a Royals fan, everybody says, "Oh yeah, Salvi's not that good." That's what he did last year.
Old. That's all.
Yeah, but
He's
no, that's what they're
35.
always saying there. Look at this. I mean, that was what he did last year, and he had 3 injury stints there. But he still
He's
played in
had a good
150.
career.
His problem is the blurry vision. He will have streaks where he doesn't do because he doesn't see the fucking ball. But he still had
I
27 home
mean,
runs.
put it this way, DBlock. He is a consistent 20 home run hitter, except for 2020, obviously. But and that 48 home run season, man, can we have that Selby back?
Yeah, we won't get that one back, but not with that vision. Um, yeah, he doesn't need to be great
He
anymore.
just needs to be there.
Yeah, he's 34 years old.
35.
I think he's still 40.
He is
30.
35.
Okay. Here it's RotoWire says 34.
Baseball Reference says 35.
When was he born?
I don't fucking know.
No, he's gonna be. He's gonna be. Date of birth is May
May
10th.
10th.
So he's
It's
gonna be
coming up.
35 in May.
Yeah, it's coming up. He'll be 35 this year.
Minerva.
It's his.
I
It's
was
his
right.
last year of his contract too.
It is. It is the last. No, well, they have an option.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have an option. That's the big thing. Are they going to pull the 14 million option or not?
I
And
mean,
a
they
lot of
gotta
people
give
are,
it to
are
him. He
expecting that
deserves
they're
it.
not,
You don't
depending
think
on
they're
what
gonna
the
give it?
what.
You don't think they're gonna give it to him?
No, if
13 and a half team option, 2 million buyout.
yeah, a lot of things depend on Carter Jensen, how he's doing, and of
Yeah.
course how Solvy's doing. If he's giving us a 235 like a 2018, I don't think they're
What is
gonna
your
do that.
damn obsession with Carter Jensen? What about Blake Mitchell?
Blake is still 2 years away.
And Carter's ahead of him.
Carter's ahead of him, yes.
Uh, he's 21. He's not ready yet. He's 2 years away. He did play in spring. He only got 2 hits and 20
Yeah,
at bats.
John Doe. It's not that I say that they should do that. I think that's what they will do.
It's what they will do.
Yeah, I don't know. The question is, can they're actually if they have a team like this who does not really seem to contend without without that next level outfield bat, um, sure, do it. If they really want to contend, I think they have to get rid of Perez next year. Yes, and use that money for that bat that they really need. Yeah, but Mark Canna is interesting. I mean, he has been there for how many days? For 4, 5 days.
Yeah, not even a week, I
March
think.
24th. So this is the third day, and he's already in the projected to be the starter. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I would rather have Salvi catch Vinny being on first and Fermin being the catcher. I would rather have that, but
Yeah. Well, we can't win it all, right?
I think Connor is done. He's
I
36.
mean, he hit 249 242 last year, but he's with two teams.
Yeah,
If
but
we can get the Go ahead.
he's 36. I mean, he's just
If we can get the 266 season that he had with New York, that shouldn't be too bad.
yeah. I think he's a good
He
bat off
is,
the
but
bench, but does it really help?
the sad thing is, he's just a career 249 hitter, which does not spark offense. Does.
He was pretty good when he was in Oakland. I mean, he was a power guy. um, and he transformed himself more to. That's why his career batting average is so low because he was kind of like a Chris Davis type of power guy when he was in Oakland, and transformed himself more to be like an average guy, kind of like Reese Hoskins.
Yeah, but Reese Hoskins is good.
Canna was good. It was I think Canna was on the Reese Hoskins level when he was like 27. Not
Is he
now.
on the Brewers still?
Reese Hoskins is on the Brewers, yes.
So I thought.
So they are gonna play Vinny. Okay. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
actually left. I did already the PT Live, and I left Winnie off. Vinny had a
Oh, shit.
bruise,
I gotta do mine.
the injured hamstring, a bruise on the hamstring there. So, and I think that's really the reason why they put him at DH, so he doesn't have to run or do anything on defensively. See, that's the other guy here. With that, there's nobody behind them. So it's you got Salvi, and then comes Vinny, and Vinny is still a very very good hitter. He had a terrible start of the season last year. That's why his average is only 262. If you take away,
Didn't he get hurt last year?
yeah, of course he always gets hurt. That's his big problem.
He always gets hurt. Fragile. Fragile.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's kind of like China. China.
Fine China, you mean?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, don't look at it, or I'll break China.
So who did you pick for your starters for opening day?
Uh, just we can have a look at that.
I have to get my
Advanced
notes here though.
hitting, advanced betting. Come on, can we have splits here? Splits.
Blitz.
2024 splits.
Blitz.
So if you look at that, so he started April March at 208. So that's really what kept him down. He got hot in mid May, 261 in May, then 276, 309, and then he got injured in August. He still got 26 games in August there, but it was a 261 there. So yeah. So that's what you could actually expect from him, like a 275 to 300 hitter. That's what you can expect from him. And he's streaky with the home runs. Like in August, he had 7 home runs. Then again in July, he only had two. But so he's streaky on
Right,
that.
right.
But I think the weapons behind Wood are there actually to protect him.
Think so?
I think so. With Salvi and with Winnie now with India, uh, um, to basically sandwich Bobby there. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Okay. So what game are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Of course,
Except
I'm looking forward to the Royals.
yeah, except the Royals and or the Cubbies. Is there anything you really would like to enjoy? Since you now do have MLB TV, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah. So
It'll be fun. I'll definitely look forward to that. I don't know. I mean, I guess excited to see how the new Mets do with Soto.
yeah, definitely. Of course, there's the first start of Skeens.
Oh yes, and I predicted that he could probably shut out Miami. Probably not in the first game of the year, but maybe when they play him again.
Hey, there have Matt Mervis.
Oh my! Here's a question for you, DBlock. Who's the worst team this year? Miami or Chicago White Sox?
That's a difficult question.
Who is the worst team this year? Chat, you guys can also weigh in too. Who do you think is the worst team this year?
I think
Miami or
if I look at
White
this
Sox?
team here, and if I look at this team here, I would have to say Miami. I would have to say Miami. Miami, both are kind of similar because they both have a pretty good farm system of pitchers. I
I
think
don't think Cagliano's replacing Renfro.
not this
Renfro
year.
stays.
Not this year, no.
Mm-mm. Any
Um,
other important questions you want to ask me before I shove off there, sir?
how are you
I know
doing?
I would love
How are
to
you
say
doing?
I have.
Important
Why do you
questions.
care about how I'm doing?
I because I do care. You're my friend.
I'm fine. I'm better. I'm just tired. I have to work early today, and it sucks. I never work this early. I'll be there by myself.
And I mean, this early. I mean, are people going to get sandwiches?
The food doesn't open until 11, but I make breakfast sandwiches for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
I have to get all the prep stuff done before 11 o'clock, and then the food, and then yeah, it's just a normal day after that.
Okay, we can talk about predictions tomorrow. So
Sure, I will be here tomorrow. I'm
yeah,
off tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. We're going to talk about predictions tomorrow. So I'll let you go if you will have to go. Uh,
Alrighty. I apologize, sir. I'll be here. I promise.
we'll
Had I not
see.
had to work this morning, I would have been able to do this more.
We'll see.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
See you whenever.
Bye bye. Wait. Turn it.
There we go. So yeah, this was the first time I'm nervous here. I'm not really done here. Um, we'll talk a little bit more normal baseball. Sorry that Minerva had to work today, but that's his problem that he doesn't have a strict work schedule. That he has various times that he has to do it, so he will be in and out. And yeah, when he can't go, I already talked to some people that I want to get in here who are fans of different teams, so we can talk to. Not only have that about. You see, that's the thing. Who cares about the Royals, except Royals fans? So, just to have other fans in here too, and of other teams, and to have their outlook and how they see the season and all that. So every time we don't have I don't have Minerva in here. I hope to have a guest here. So that would be really cool. So, but yeah, to answer the question that I gave to Minerva, who I'm really looking forward to, I am actually looking forward to Baltimore Toronto, and you know why? Because of this guy here. I don't know why. I think he's very intriguing. Look at those numbers. Look at those hitting numbers. His batting stats. He had 25 games for Toronto last year. So a cup of coffee. He hit 300. He did hit 300. He did hit 500 here at. I mean, those are small lineups, of course. With 6 and 7 games here, he had in Triple A's. He had Triple A 70 games. He had 307 with a 424 OBP. This guy is, I think he's very, very intriguing. He has a 50% hard hit ball percentage. That is unheard of. 50%. And he, in his cup of coffee, he made contact 81.3% of all the pitches. He's not the big power guy, but he's the second baseman. They compare him here to Yandy Diaz, and that um, yeah, that problem for him there, of course, is Yandy Diaz is the first baseman, so you expect power out of him. He's a second baseman. I think if he gives you second base defense and the hitting profile, You are perfectly fine with that. His problem is that yeah, home runs are probably not going to happen. He's a ground ball hitter. Um, he doesn't lift the ball, so it is probably more singles. But he did have in those 25 games, he did have 6 doubles. So yeah, I'm really he's one of those guys that that come out of nowhere for me because I'm not very familiar with the um, Toronto farm system there, but come out of nowhere and kind of like Alejandro Kirk was when he came back up. So I'm really excited, but and to see they are. I think people are sleeping on Toronto. I mean, the problem with Toronto is the pitching, I think, and the front office. Yeah, exactly. They got him in the Kikuchi trade. Yeah, that's why he had the different AAA stints there. And I mean, what a great trade that would turn out if he would be something. I mean, they have Bo at shortstop. He's not going to replace him there, and they have Jimenez at second base, who is a good second baseman. He's defensively, yeah, but he is very good defensively. Yeah, the question is if they were really going for Will Wagner, or if he was just oh shit, we got something. I think it was knowing Toronto front office. I would say it's the latter. With the oh shit, we got something here. But yeah, with Santander there, with Vlad is continuing to be like the Vlad from June on. I think this team don't sleep on Toronto here, and I think this is going to be a great test right away for both Baltimore and Toronto. So that's going to be, I think, an interesting one here. Yeah, Lopafido. Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I haven't seen anything of him yet. He is with the he's with the thank you Siesta Hound for the follow. So yeah, he's with the Toronto. He's on the 40 man. He's on the 40-man roster, but he is in AAA. Um, the thing is that they still have. I mean, the problem for Toronto is they have Springer still in the corner outfield. I don't think Lopa Fido can play in center field. He's a corner outfielder or first baseman. I don't know anything about Nathan Lukes. Yeah, and I think they're just waiting for Springer to be done here. How long is this contract going? He's 35. Yeah, Lukes is more like a he's more like a 4A player. And I mean, if he's 30 and it hasn't happened yet, it's very unlikely that it's yeah. I think the problem there is Varsho is their the guy that they really want there right now. So Lopafido, yeah, Springer is basically blocking him there. They just got Lopafido might have had a spot if they hadn't got Santander, But I think as a Toronto fan, you would rather have Santander in there right now. Let me check the Springer. Springer contract. George Springer. So he signed a 6-year contract. So this is he has one more year. After this year, he has one more year. So that is really the big problem there for Lopafito. That Springer was blocking him. Vlad was blocking him at first base. I don't know how good he could be at third base, but usually you don't do that. Uh, he is Lopafito is what is he? Bats left, throws right. So he could play third base. He should play for third base and not first base. How do I come to have the idea that he can play through first base? Does he play first base here in OTP? I think, right? That's why he throws right. So yeah, he should be third base, not first base. He is. I don't know. I don't really care. He is. Cavan is. I don't mind it. The question is, you always, if you have somebody like Cavan Biggio on your team, the question really is, who does he block? Does he block anybody? And he doesn't right now. His versatility is he didn't do well in spring training, but what he did do is show his versatility that he can play anywhere on the field. So he can play both corner outfields. He can play basically any position in the infield. So I don't mind that. I always felt bad for Cavan, being in the situation that he was with Toronto, that he came up basically the same time with Bobby Bichette and with Vlad, being the third son of a baseball player. Um, Coming up there and being the least talented, but thrown in the same bucket as they are. Cavan never was as talented as Bo or Vlad Guerrero, but he was held to the same standard because son of a baseball player, son of a Hall of Famer, and came up at the same time in Toronto with them, and he struggled with that. Yeah, I actually I hoped that he would kind of like as a kind of like a stone falling off his chest when he got out of Toronto, but it hasn't happened yet. So I don't think his best days are behind him. I don't think his best days are behind him. I don't think he's a very good baseball player. I think he's a 4A type of player, bench type of player, and that's what he is right now. There, a versatile bench type of player that can give you 225, 230 hitting with good defense. Basically anywhere you put him. And people like that have a role in baseball. Maybe not on contending teams. Maybe not that much on contending teams. And you will have to move a lot in baseball because people don't want you to block your prospects there. But I think he can still have a long career as a backup infielder, and I don't mind him on the Royals. Totally do not because If I see who we do have there in the infield, I don't see anybody who he's blocking here really there. You got Messi, you got Michael Garcia. Those are basically the two. You got, of course, India now, who's not a prospect. If we look at the Royals prospects here, you see Royals prospects. It's the top prospects. There we go. It's pitching and basically catching. You got Cags here as first baseman, and that's what he is. You got Blake Mitchell and Carter Jensen as catcher. I always thought that Mitchell would go somewhere else, but he's holding his own as a catcher. So you got Carter Jensen. Then it's basically pitching. Gavin Cross, go away. So when it comes down to here, I think the next one here would be Austin Charles. The next real big time prospect is Austin Charles, and he is a third baseman, shortstop, but he will stick at third base. So here's nobody who really is there for being second base, shortstop type. Yeah, he's not a good hitter, Biggio. He's a 220, 230 hitter at best. And again, that's fine. If the defense is there, that's fine. You will find a place. You just have to be versatile and can play in the outfield and the infield and have defense in all those slots. Then you will have a place in MLB. Let's actually have a look at him. Where's the baseball reference? There he is. So yeah, career batting average of 225. That's him. But his OBP, he's walking. I mean, his OBP is over 100, is 100, almost 120 points higher. So he's actually walking. And his OPS plus is 99. Career wise. I mean, he didn't have an OPS plus over 100 since 2020, but he's close here. Look at that, 93, 97. Now since when he was moved around a lot, he was he really that really was not his. He did not like moving around, but that's what you can basically get from him here. Like what he got in 22, the 202 hitting and 318 on base percentage. Just under 700 OPS. And again, he had a 93 OPS plus. That's a perfectly good bench player. So he played there. Yeah, I like him. I mean, he was fourth in the Rookie of the Year voting, which is a lot higher than you would expect. But the Rookie of the Year, a lot of people were called up like the year before a little early, and then they're not eligible and all that. This Rookie of the Year thing is always suspect to me. So yeah, Kevin, I don't mind him there. Again, he doesn't block anybody. That's the thing. Yeah, it did. It did to me too. It did to me too. But then I actually in OTP 22 when I was still playing a lot of base game, I was like I got him on my team and I realized I realized what he actually is. That hype, that Bichette Guerrero Biggio hype in Toronto, that kind of blinded me there too. Yeah, and that is unfair to him really, because people are expecting more of him that he actually are is will ever be able to deliver. He is what he is. So, if we're talking about, if we're talking about the, well, let's have a look at Bichette. If you think that he's overhyped, let's have a look at him. He's a 290 career hitter. Well, yeah, pretty good. He's always hitting around 300. He doesn't walk much, so his OBP is not that much higher. He has been hitting 20 home runs for the last years, except last year he didn't. With his he only played 81 games, but I mean it was just a terrible year for him. The 3 years before that, he had always 20 home runs. He his strikeouts were a little high, and his walks are a little low. So that's yeah, but that's the modern type of game there. He's hitting 300. Yeah, I mean very simple. He's no Vlad. He's no Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has the potential to be a superstar. Bo is never going to be a superstar. He's always going to be a star, an all-star. Vladimir has the chance to be, when everything comes together, he could have a chance to be an MVP type player. Bo probably never gonna be that. He's gonna be an all-star type player. Vlad is gonna just at least one step above him, but he's gonna be an all-star player. He's an all-star type player. And in the he'll always. I mean, there are so many. Just look at the MLB the show cover. There you have Ellie. You have Gunnar there. You have Witt there. They will always be get more. How can I put it? Spotlight than he does because he's the old man now. He's the old news. These guys are the new young guns, and the press is always kind of focused on the new shiny thing there. He's already the old man on that position. I mean, just look at how they focus on Ellie. Even though he is probably, if you would ask me right now, who would you rather have, Ellie De La Cruz or Bo Bichette? I would probably say Bo. With Gunnar or Wood, I would say not Bo, but with Ellie, I would probably say right now I would say Bo. Well, let's see this. Let's wait for the how he's doing this year. If he bounces back, if he does bounce back, I think 20 million a year is maybe a little much, but well, 25, yeah, 24, 25, sure, why not? Over 20, I think so. So yeah, there we basically are at Baltimore. Baltimore for me is my yeah. I don't know who's going to beat Baltimore for the AL East crown this year. It's not going to be the Yankees. I mean, they of course they got Goldschmidt, they got Bellinger, um, but I mean they're such an old team, man. I mean, come on, it's, the injuries are already there. I think the Yankees are going to fall apart. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. Yes, John Doe. That's exactly right. But this team is just, yeah, let's have a look. The Baltimore Orioles pitching. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That is Red Sox bias. Yeah, the thing really is, I like Suarez, I like Kremer. I think they have the depth there in their bullpen. They have the depth in their pitching staff, and I do think that they have where is it there? Top 30 prospects. There you go. I think they have the if they really need to add a pitcher, they could trade Mayo. Not sure if they want to trade Barzalo, but I think they could trade Mayo. Not sure about Dermott, how he's gonna fare, but yeah, if they call him up, but I can see that they trade Kobe Mayo away for an ace type of pitcher at the trading deadline. Yeah, that would be Miami would be happy to take him, and Alcantara. Yeah, that would be a great trade actually. That could happen. That would be a great trade as a top prospect that Miami gets back there. Yeah, that's a great trade. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that at all with Boston. R button 34. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, I think the matchup here with Boston and Texas. I think that's the I am fine, man. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited for real baseball. So, best time of the year. Spring, flowers start blooming. We get baseball. We get we got the March Madness on the way there. Yeah, best time in baseball. Yeah, with the Red Sox in Texas, I think they're the two most overrated teams in baseball. Texas even more than Boston. Yeah, I think the Bregman signing is a bad signing for Boston. I would not. I would not do that. A lot of things that have to do with our Tristan Casas. If he can have another good season there, but I don't see it. Interesting, of course. What Boston does have is Christian Campbell, and of course my guy Roman Anthony, and who was the third guy? Who was the third guy? Marcelo Maya. So that, of course, that is all three being in the top 12, I think, of MLB prospects. And hey, Marcello, get ready. You will be needed because Trevor is not going to stay healthy. So you'll have a rookie infield then with Campbell, rookie central infield with Campbell and Marcello Meyer. You're not going to make the playoffs with that. I'm sorry about that. You're not going to make the playoffs with that. Yeah, and hanging that on DeGrom's health. I mean, when's the last time he was healthy? Like 5 years ago? And I mean, look at that lineup. Semyon. That's the real Semyon. It's not the 23 Semyon, but if you look at that, that's the real Semyon here. And he's not getting younger. He's 34. Seager, he's injured already. He's already day to day again. Calf injury. His ups and downs are, yeah. I was never a big fan of Seager, even when he was with the Dodgers. I don't know. He had a bad start. He got better. That division, Seattle. You mean the AL West? I think it's gonna be Seattle, mainly by default. The Angels are not there yet. Although I do like their farm system a lot, but they're not there yet. Houston is taking a dive. You got Sacramento. Sacramento is going to be fighting for. I think Sacramento is going to fight for a wild card spot actually. With Texas. I think they're going to be. Texas is going to be under 82 again, under 500 again. I think the 78 is pretty good, looking pretty good for Texas. And I can see Sacramento having like an 84 type of win season. Seattle having like an 87, so which is basically wildcard number, but because of the division winning the division. They are definitely the most stable, and yeah, they're for once their stadium really helps them. to have dominant pitching there and hitting well. I think that will help them too this year. So yeah, Philly, Washington. Yeah, Washington is going. I think they're going to take a big step forward, Washington. But Philly, actually, okay, you hear it here first. Philadelphia is my World Series pick for the NL. I know, I know, I know. But what about the Dodgers?
Nerf Snugglebutt is following.
Nerf Snugglebutt? Did you unfollow me? Oh no, that's Snugglebutt, right? Yeah. Oh, that's too bad with DJ Hertz. I love him. Yeah. Hey, Ezra Denny, how are you doing? Yeah, you hear it here first. You will hear it tomorrow. I will talk with Minerva tomorrow about predictions a little bit more. But Philadelphia is my, and if you know me, that hurts me. That hurts me almost as bad as Ezra saying that the Dodgers are good. I hate Philly teams. God, I hate Philly teams. I hate them. I hate the Eagles. How they treated Donovan and how they threw snowballs at center. I don't like the 76ers. I hate the Flyers. And I don't like the Phillies. I didn't say they win the World Series. I said they will be in the World Series for the National League. I did not say. Yes, their pitching is unbelievable, and I mean, they have a little hole in the outfield there with now playing Kepler and Castellanos. So they would need better outfielder. I was really surprised that they did not go after Santander. He would have been a very good fit in Philly, also for that stadium. Kepler, I'll wait and see. I mean, Kepler could be a good fit for that stadium too. But I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I mean, we played him a lot. We played Minnesota so many times, and Max Kepler is a big time power guy. I think he is. He had the problem that he played in the AL Central, where you have so many. You have Kauffman Stadium, which is one of the worst parks to hit home runs in. You play in Minnesota, which is below league average. It's not on Kauffman level, but it's still not a good place to hit home runs, especially early on when it's so cold there. The ball is just not flying, especially in day games. It's okay, but when they're playing night games, boy, that ball is just not flying, man. Detroit, the same thing. Cleveland, the same thing. You only have Comiskey or what is it, guaranteed rate or rate stadium or whatever it's called right now, who is okay for home runs. So that is really what really kept him down. If he would have played in the AL East, his home run numbers would you can add like 5 to 6 home runs at minimum per year on his total, and then you would actually talk about a big time power hitter. But overall, the outfield is probably not World Series worthy. They would have to upgrade that on the trading deadline. But with that pitching and everything else they have, I think they are the team to beat in the National League. Washington, it's going to be a fun team, I think, to watch. I love Woods. There's Dylan Cruz. There's James Wood. There's Luis Garcia. I like that pitching, even without DJ Hertz. But that is really a shame with him. I mean, I really like Hertz there. So this Washington is going to be a fun team to watch. What else do we have? LA versus the White Sox. Maybe first base, and Bryce would be in the outfield. Maybe as at catcher, how he was drafted. It does sound crazy, yeah. You never know. Um, the thing is, right now, Mike Trout is healthy. Actually, I like Tyler Ward. I like Noah Schanuel. I like Trout there. I like Soler. Ohapi. Moncada never had the full potential there in with the White Sox. We had that one good year, so but to be honest, I like the first five there for LA. Pop stars, how you doing? No, they're not. They shouldn't be a big time favorite there. But I think they should be favorite, especially with Trout and Soler and Ohapi in there. Um, they have some power potential. Yeah, but that's in 15 games, not now. Pop stars. We all know that that's going to happen with Trout. But like the first 15 games, he's going to be good. I think very interesting will be Louis Robert. And I've been told so many times that it is Louis Robert and not Robert. Um, he might be the first trade of the season. Look at Philly. This guy. He would fit perfectly to Philly. An ass to Philly. Okay. He would fit right in that city. Me too, Dunjo. Me too. I always say Robert. I always say that, but he would be a perfect fit for Philly. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And he's basically the only offense that they have. I was always I always kind of like Austin Slater, but he is kind of like a 4A type of guy. Benintendi, yeah, he had that when he came over from Boston to Kansas City. He had that one year that was pretty good. And the next year, yeah, his power is completely gone. Vaughn is completely lost. I think that the problem is that they're asking him to do things that he just cannot do. He is a first baseman DH, nothing more. And they are playing. They are making him play all over the field, and he just can't do that. And he looks bad by doing that. And that is really bringing him down, bringing his confidence down, and everything. I mean, he's really he would. I would love for him to get out of Chicago so he can have a fresh start somewhere else and be uh, go to an organization that really knows what he's good at and uses him there. Yeah, I'm very surprised that they gave up on Gavin Sheets too. I really like Gavin Sheets. For example, Vaughn and Tampa Bay would be a perfect fit, I think. Yeah, the rest. They even got Michael A. Taylor back here. Well, gee, many Christmas. Jacob Amaya. Look at even those double A and triple A numbers. This yeah. Vargas is an upgrade, you think? I was never big on Vargas. He's like, he does have great triple A numbers, but he was never able to translate that to the next level there. But there again, I mean, he never really got the chance because of Mookie coming over. So maybe this is the place for him to finally get into a rhythm there. Yeah, yeah, I think that's actually a good signing for the White Sox. Yeah, yeah. We talked already about Kansas City here. Uh, Cleveland, like every year, I have no idea how they're doing that. I think this is such a bad lineup. Other than Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan, this is such a bad lineup, and they're still getting those numbers because of that pitching. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I mean, they're hitting Carlos Santana at 4. Gee, many Christmas, Carlos fucking Santana. And he's still hitting 20 home runs, yeah, but I mean, he doesn't walk. This is just, yeah, I don't know. Carlos Santana. Miami, Chicago, the MLB, minor league app, yeah. Yeah, we got San Francisco, Cincinnati. Fun game, I think. A lot of guys here that I interesting to see though. TJ Friedel here, of course. Gavin Lux now here in Cincinnati. Encarnacion Strand. He got injured last year, and that was too bad. That was too bad because if you look at those numbers here and those that he did in 23, he could be something here for Cincinnati. And then, of course, there's that dude at shortstop. Like they have good pitching there, but then there, of course, there are the Giants, and they're kind of like the Cleveland for me. I don't know how they do that with that lineup, year in year out. They're still living with Yastrzemski in right field and Wade at first base, and blah. But they're pitching, man. They're pitching. Interesting to see how Young Ho Lee is going to be in their second season. That's going to be interesting for me. Why so down on Verlander? Did I talk about Verlander? Oh, Ezra. I think, yeah. I mean, Verlander, he's getting up there in the age, but unlike Scherzer or DeGrom, for his age, he has been pretty healthy, I think. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think Verlander has actually defied that a little bit. He has, if you compare that to like Scherzer and DeGrom, um, well, that's always. I mean, the thing is really, if he's the number two starter, does that really matter anything? I don't think it does. If he's the nominal number two starter, it doesn't really matter anything. Let's have a quick look here at the SF Giants pitching staff. I mean, they do have Robbie Ray. Jordan Hicks, Landon Rope. So it doesn't really matter that it says Verlander is number two. I think Robbie Ray is number two. I really like Landon Rope here. I think he is. Yeah, I'm excited to see how he's doing in the starting role here, in a permanent starting role. I always liked Hicks. Their bullpen with Duvall, with Rogers, with Birdsong, and it is pretty good. Then of course you got the Ryan Walker as a closer, but I mean you basically have three guys who could close with Walker, Duvall, and Rogers. Having those three is basically like the Royals in 2014 and 15. Is basically if you do have the lead after six, you're gonna win because they're gonna shut it down. The question really is how did they get the lead with that lineup? That's more of a question. Yeah, Matt's Houston. Houston. I mean, I think they have done a good job in getting some replacements here with Paredes. I can see him having as a righty having success in Houston. As a righty, you'll always have a chance to hit a home run there. Christian Walker, same thing. So I don't see them to completely collapse, but that they have to play Altuve in the left field. Look, Look, so they're gonna take a swan dive, but and this is of course is gonna be very interesting here. I was always a fan of Jose Siri. I if I were the Mets, I would not have signed back Pete for that money. I don't know. I'm not a fan here of this Mets lineup here, but they might surprise me. Atlanta, San Diego. Now here you already have a potential wild card matchup. I think this is a fun matchup. Atlanta, San Diego. I think you have right now. You would have to give the have the Braves maybe the edge there. Now that see if Profar can be what he was last year for San Diego, and if Kalinic can sustain what he was last year. Yeah, but I think this is a fun, maybe the most fun series to start off with. Yeah, Pittsburgh, Miami, we talked about St. Louis, Minnesota. To be honest, who gives a fuck? I know a lot of people have Minnesota winning the AL Central, but and they're such a boring team. They're so boring. I mean, even adding Buxton and Correa on that team, it does not help that team to get out of. Oh, they're boring. There's nothing I'm really excited about on this team. Like usually when a team comes to Kansas City, that I would say, well, I'm interested to see how this guy's doing or this guy's doing. I don't care for Minnesota at all. Anybody here? Sorry to say that, but it is that way. I don't know. Yeah, St. Louis. It is kind of like the same way. A lot of guys that were hyped up, like the Walker, Victor Scott, and all that. But now without Goldie, it's probably going to be. I think they're going to be better without Goldie. But I thought they were a big surprise last year with the 83 wins. I think they're going to have a tough time getting there again. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, he's very close to being bust territory. Yes, he is having now. He's only 22. We really have to remember that. But this is already his third season, really. And it's not that he took any step forward, but the quite the opposite. Yeah, he's not showing progress. He's actually showing that everything they're trying to do with him is making it worse. That's the scary thing about him. That everything they're trying seem to try to do with him is making it worse. And I'm not I'm not. I think so too. That they called him up too early. I mean, again, he already has 2 years under his belt, and is only 22. That was way too early. I mean, the thing he was hitting. If you look at his numbers at AAA, he was only hitting 239 at AAA. So it's not like he was hitting the cover off the ball there when he was called up. So he did do well when he was called up, but you see, he had 104 strikeouts and 117 games, 465 plate appearances. Once pitchers in the MLB have some video on you, they see where your holes in your swing are, and they're going to exploit that. Yeah, St. Louis. I'm not a big fan of the St. Louis front office. Ever since they, ever since they, since they had Matheny, it really St. Louis used to be that organization that always produces great pitching prospects and great development and everything, and that's why they could sustain being in St. Louis. And ever since those Matheny days, it has been going downhill fast there. Unfortunately, the Royals jumped on the Matheny train and wasted years. But that's Dayton Moore, of course. Another thing why I hate Texas, because Dayton Moore is there. Yeah, very rough. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you got Nolan not being the Nolan of old. I don't know who's supposed to. Mason Wynn is a good defender but cannot hit. Victor Scott is a good defender but cannot hit. I don't know who's gonna hit here on this team. Yeah, 20 home runs. Oh, we're coming to LA, Detroit. Oh my God, you guys gonna hate me so much probably. I hate Detroit. You know that. I hate Detroit. Any team from Detroit. Pistons, Lions, Tigers, Red Wings. I hate them. I always loved Miggy. There are some players that I really like that played in Detroit, but yeah, no, Detroit is just. And I don't know why they didn't do anything to me. I don't know why. Sometimes you have that you don't like, just a gut feeling, whatever. But there's a lot of talk about Detroit being so good this year. I still don't see it. They, as long as Torkelson doesn't have a breakout here, I don't see it. I mean, look at that. Who's really gonna hit here? Ibanez now. They got Gleyber Torres. Do we really think that he's better than he's shown as a Yankee? I kind of feared that the Royals would try to get Torres. I'm glad that they didn't, and I'm glad that he's in Detroit. Torkelson, will he ever get to 240 hitting? It's getting close. He's 25. He's not the young buck anymore. Colt Keith, I like him. He's probably one of the few guys that I actually like here on Detroit. I think he could be what everybody expected Torkelson to be. And then, of course, there's Riley Green. I think he's way overrated. But he's only 24. Maybe called up too early, too. But, yeah, so you basically got Colt Keith and Riley Green. The rest, I kind of like Jake Rogers, but only like a meme. Only as a meme. Yeah, Paco Meadows. Yeah. No, they have here Ryan Kreidler. RotoWire has them to start. But does it really matter if it's Kreidler or Margot? Both can't hit. Now they have to be carried by their pitching. And there's, of course, Screwball. There's no denying in that, of course. A lot of people, including me, had him as a Cy Young favorite last year. I hated to have him there, but I did. Tigers pitching rotation 25. So their big thing, of course, is they're getting Flaherty back. Not the biggest thing of Reese Olson, but it's okay. I think to put Ezra's words, I would feel better if he would be the number 5 starter, but I think he could be. Casey Mize, yeah, he has to start taking that step forward. He has to take that step forward. Because we slowly come into the bust category here with him. He was 1-1, right? Wasn't he? I think he was 1-1. Yeah, former number 1 overall pick, yeah. I think we're slowly coming into the bust territory here with him. Yeah, Jackson Jobe. I like him here. Basically, put Jobe in here, Olsen 4 and Mize 5. I think that's the real thing there. I do like Jobe. I have to admit it. I'm sorry. It hurts me to say it, but I do have to admit it that Screwball Flaherty Jobe, that's a pretty scary starting rotation if you add Olsen. That is a scary one. And as I said earlier, in the AL Central with those stadiums, that's probably what's going to keep Detroit in there. And if one of those guys get hot, like if Gleyber Torres gets hot or whatever, they will win games there. So, good pitching. I think it's Detroit or Kansas City this year. Yeah. Fighting for that top spot in the AL Central, and I would not be surprised if it's Detroit. Just because of the pitching. Which, of course, makes for boring baseball, which is completely Detroit, of course, but yeah. And then we have the Dodgers. Hear me out. Hear me out. I said Philadelphia is going to be Yeah, but they're not on Detroit level. And I want to see it for a second. Yeah, I want to see Walker. Walker has always had those years where he got the contract and then blip. He had that with St. Louis. He had that. Yeah, that's he's basically known for that. And then when it comes to making a year before he gets a free agent again, then he gets a decent year. It's a cycle with Walker. So give me a second year, and I'm be in. Same thing with Lugo. Give me a second year. People didn't know him as a starter. They knew him as a reliever. Reagan's clear cut number one, but is Reagan's on Screwball level? No. He's on Flaherty level, yeah. We'll see how Michael Lorenzen is going to be. Very, very interesting is going to be Kyle Wright when he will come back in May, June. That's going to be very interesting if we get the Kyle Wright of old from Atlanta times. Then we'll have 1-2 punch with Reagans and Wright that is rivaling Detroit. Yes. But let's get back to the Dodgers. Yeah, Lorenzen should be good. I like that. I like that signing. But yeah, and we'll see about Bubic. I'm really hoping that Bubic pays out. He has been showing. He is basically the only one of those 2018 first round picks, those 5 first round picks that the Royals had, that showed any type of advancement. That he learned, that he developed. All other, including Brady Singer, basically were there at a certain point and then didn't develop. Lacey was a year later. Yeah, and Lynch, I think Lynch is going to be could be a very, very dominant bullpen pitcher, but he could never develop the stamina to. What he usually had was like 3 shutout innings, and once people faced him a second time, they just blew him up. First time through the lineup, everything was fine, and he cruised through the batting order. Second time through the lineup, bomb, he blew up. Yeah, and Lacey's injury, yeah, his back. But again, bad scouting. You could have seen that in college. That's why he fell to the Royals at 4. Again, that's the bad scouting under Dayton Moore regime. I was really excited when they drafted him, but yeah, then we found out that you could have known that if you would have scouted better. But you had Brady Singer, you had Jackson Kowar, you had Lynch, and you had Bubic, and you had Jonathan Bolin. Yeah, and Bubic is the only one who actually showed some progression. Lynch still has that slider that is just killer, but that's it. Anyhow, Dodgers. I already said it's going to be Phillies and being in the World Series for the National League. And if when Acuna comes back and he actually is healthy, I could see a Philly Atlanta National League Championship Series. Dodgers going to win their division. Don't worry about it. They're going to have over 100 wins. Don't worry about it. They're going to have like 105 wins or 106 or something like that. They're going to have their first week bye, and everybody's going to say, "Well, that's very good because now those old players can rest and all that." Not going to happen. If you look at the Dodgers, this is a geriatric team. You will barely find somebody being under 30 here. And you might say, well, yeah, but they're really good or whatever. Doesn't matter to me. When it comes to the Dodgers, when it comes to players over 30, what will happen is injuries. Your body is just not 25 anymore. The stress of of a full season will nag on your injuries. You won't, I would doubt you will have 120 plus games from Freeman. Look at Mookie. Mookie is so sick right now, he lost 20 pounds. He's going to have a terrible start to the season. And they're still going to play. It's not that they're saying, well, he's sick and he's not going to play. They are going to play there. They're all very, very old. Even Ohtani is over 30. Have a look at those. Ohtani is 30. Mookie is 33? 32. Freeman is 34? 35. Teoscar is 32. Will Smith, he's 29. Ooh, he's a young gun. He's already 29, man. Kike is 33. Max Muncy. Can you believe Max Muncy is 34 years old? Edman is 29. He seems like a young gun there. He's 29 years old. Okay, you got Pagas here now. He's 24. Okay. And then, of course, you have like James Outman and all that. Yeah, okay. But look at the pitching. Yeah, okay, I don't pay. Let's have the LA Dodgers pitching rotation. Okay, you got Sasaki. And Yamamoto. Yamamoto is 26. Sasaki is 23. Okay. You got Blake Snell. He's 32. He has had injuries. Glasnow. He's 31. He has had the big injuries there. I don't see it. Dustin May is 28, but he has the big. He can't stay healthy. He's going to be 28 there. Gonsolin, we have no idea how he's going to be, and he is 30 already. He's 26, but I mean, people are coming up and they're all injured every time. Brewstar injury. So, I mean, Taylor Scott is 30. Trinan is 36. I mean, do you see what I mean here? Is you got Rojas here. He's 36. This team is a very, very, very old team. And with old teams, Chris Taylor is 34. With very old teams, Conforto is 30, isn't he? Over 30. 32. Yeah, Kershaw, I'm not even talking about Kershaw. Because Kershaw is actually the guy who is if you look at except the two Japanese dudes, he's the guy who stays healthy. Or three Japanese dudes actually. Well, and Otani, I don't know when is he going to start pitching again? He wants to pitch. If he does, what's happening? If he's going to blow out his arm again or whatever, I don't know. I'm just saying that this team is a very, very old team. With very old teams come injuries, almost. And injuries can derail anybody. I don't care how talented you are, injuries can derail any team. Even if they are kept free of injuries until September, and then suddenly before the playoffs, you got the injuries. Then you're basically playing a AAA team in the playoffs. Well, great. I just don't see it. You know who the Dodgers remind me of? If you remember that, the Philadelphia Eagles All-Star team, when they brought in all these All-Stars, like Mike Vick, and they brought in who was that? The cornerback, Namdi Awesome Day, or what was his name? They brought in superstar running backs. They brought in Vince Young, Michael Vick. One aging superstar after another they brought in there, and what happened was they completely collapsed because everybody was injured. That's how the Dodgers remind me of. If they prove me wrong, then I'm just a fucking idiot who has no idea what he's talking about. Yeah. But I don't see it. I don't see a 30-year-old, a team that has has an average age of 32 or something like that. Well, that's maybe that's actually a little far-fetched, but it has an average age of 30. Going through the season without the injuries that can derail them, because I don't see that there is much behind those 34-year-olds. There isn't anybody really behind Mookie to help them. There isn't anybody behind Freeman. Will Smith, well, there's Russian Dalton Rushing, yeah. Actually, I would, if Otani wasn't there, I would actually say Dodgers play Will Smith at DH and play Dalton Rushing there at catcher. I mean, but then look at their outfield. I mean, if they still have to play Kike in the outfield, oh, come on. 34-year-old Max Muncy. I mean, Edman can play anywhere, I know, but I hope you know where I'm coming from, and I'm saying that I don't see the Dodgers being there. Dude, I'm not taking anything away there. He's just not what you want what you would love to have as a Dodger to be a dominant team with a Mookie there. Duxton. I'm not taking anything away from Rojas. I thought that uh, he was after his time there in Miami, everybody was really down on him, and I think he is that the Dodgers had 98 wins last year was mainly one of his achievements and Teoscar's achievement. They were the big guys there next to Otani, not Mookie and not Freeman. Actually, Mookie and Freeman had terrible seasons. They didn't help Otani one bit. It was Teoscar and guys like Rojas and like Edman who held the Dodgers up there. But that has to happen again, I think. And I'm not sure if they can repeat that. Again, I'm still saying that the Dodgers will get like 105 to 106 wins and win the division. They're just too talented over a whole season. But when it comes to the playoffs, when they have to face Atlanta, when they have to face Philly, when they have to face, for example, Cincinnati, they get hot. I don't know. If they have to face Milwaukee here, so if they're not facing, yeah, Arizona has a nice team. I haven't been there really yet, but I like what they did, and Corbin Carroll seems to be like on the mend. Well, Mookie was great until, yeah, you're totally right, but that's what I'm saying, Dukes. That's basically what I'm saying. That age injuries will creep up on this team. Yeah, exactly, Duxon. And I think that the chance that that a team that is as old as the Dodgers are, that there are injuries going to happen that derail them is very big. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is a bad team. Of course not. On paper, this is the best team in the National League. Probably, maybe the best team in baseball right now. But I just see those 34s and see those 32s and those 36s, and I don't see it. Again, we'll see, because Dodgers pitchers seem to be more injured than not, except Kershaw. And uh, uh, when that happens, I've seen that not only in baseball but in other sports too. They do have a ridiculous bullpen depth. Definitely, they have riches. They had like over 10 years. Their baseball their pitching development has been running crazy. They have been finding prospects left and right and developing them the right way. But I've seen, like I said, I've seen this in other sports too. When you do have a certain position or have players that are when the injuries mount up year after year after year after year, then there's something wrong with the conditioning. There's something wrong with the training. They're 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 um, they're doing something wrong. They don't have enough rest time. There are some things there that help or induce more injuries than they usually should have. You can blame that on bad luck for a season, but if it's happening season after season after season, like it has been with Dodgers pitching, you have to ask yourself, why is that happening? Is that all just bad luck, or are we doing something that we're helping these injuries along. And that's what I'm seeing with the Dodgers for years now. That you have prospects being really good, and suddenly, bang, they're injured. They have been really good. You have a Gonsolin. You had the Stone. You have the Brewstar was the same thing there. You had the what was this Bobby Miller, Dustin May. I mean, all of those are potentially star pitchers in the major leagues, and it happens again and again and again that these guys come up and are injured, and you have to ask yourself why that is. And as long as if you don't fix that, true. I just don't see it on other teams that in that amount. I just feel like if there's something wrong in the coaching staff there, that they're doing something to those pitchers that makes them vulnerable for injuries. So, do you guys understand now where I'm coming from when I'm saying old guys plus pitching injuries does not put big time confidence in me that the Dodgers will stay healthy enough to win the MLB. Plus, you know what it is. You have to compete with other people and online. You have to be outrageous with your opinions. No, this is actually my real opinion. It's not just saying something to get clickbait bullshit, but this is my real opinion on that, and I will stand on that. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, if they stay healthy, you know what? I would love for them to stay healthy and still lose out. Okay, but Stephen A. I would love for them to stay healthy, and because I want to see good baseball. I'm a baseball fan. I'm a Kansas City fan, yeah, but I'm a baseball fan, and I want to see good baseball. And I don't want injured teams. I want to see the best players on the field and play in the playoffs and enjoy me, entertain me, if you want to call it like that. And of course, I want to see Mookie Betts at shortstop and not Miguel Rojas. Sorry to Miguel Rojas. Yes, exactly. I want to see the best players. I want to awe at Skeens, and every time Skeens pitches, I'm just basically hoping, please, 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 no TJ, no TJ, please, please, please. But I know it's going to happen. But I want to see him. Okay, let's finish up the last two here. Seattle Athletics. I think number 1 and 2 in the AL West. I think this could be a fun series. I think the Athletics don't have enough to compete with Seattle, but I think the Athletics are a fun team. As strange as that may sound. Now, you never know how this whole situation is putting shades on the mood. Yeah, they are pretty old there. The thing is, they're not they're not they're not depending on their offense because the their stadium is just that's the place where bets die. So I do like the Victor Robles signing, for example. That what you need there is defense. I do like Cal Raleigh. I like Julio Rodriguez. Randy, I'm not sure what to make of it. He's on the border with that 30 years old. He has not. He has that 1 year basically where he was wow, and then he never took another step forward. I still think that he is a good addition, but if he gets injured, does it really hurt that much? No, it doesn't. I think they have good defense. Yeah, Randy, yeah. He was so young when he came out. But that's what people always say or often say. It's like he develops at the major league level. That's not true. That's very seldom happens that people develop at the major league level. That very seldom happens. That happens for superstars like Bobby Witt Jr. If you look at his first year, the evolution that he did. But ever so often they come out of the AAA and then that's the high point. Yeah, Randy, I wouldn't I wouldn't count on Randy to be there all season, and I would not count him to be anything more than a um, nice sprinkle in here and there. I think Polanco. I'm still thinking Polanco can have a good bounce back season here. I've seen him enough in Minnesota to know how good he can be. I mean, talking about an old guy, man. He is 31 and has this is his 11th season now, and maybe he's just done after 11 seasons. That might be. I have a lot of respect for Jorge Polanco though. I think he is uh, I think he's a good. I when they signed him last year, I thought, whoa, that's a pretty good addition here. I did not expect him to have the season that he did have, but yeah, I'm still not giving up on him. So they're of course carried by their pitching and their stadium, and put him in another division. I think they have a tougher time to make the playoffs. In that division, they are basically it by default. And the Athletics, I love Butler, I love Rooker. Blade had a good year last year compared to what he was usually doing. I played him a lot in PT Life. They have Zach Geloff there, exactly, coming up soon. They do still have that other Max Muncy, who's 22 years old only. He's going to have his debut here. Yeah, they have some guys there. Jacob Wilson here. He's only 22. He is an oh man. I hoped that they would pick him. The Royals would pick him in 23, but he was already gone when it came to the Royals. There was a pick before the Royals here. They took Mitchell there, which I am very fine with that. I was fine at that time with it. One of the few ones, but yeah, I thought that they could put had Jacob Wilson at second base and Bobby Witt at shortstop. That would be the infield, the middle infield of the future. So I really like Jacob Wilson here. I think they have a very very good team. Yeah, both Muncies were in the Ace system. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Max Muncy. What a coincidence that they're actually two. Yeah, starting pitching should be pretty good. Like Luis Severino, I know he had tough time there in tough time with the Yankees, especially with injuries. So they have Sears, they have Jeffrey Springs here, Oswaldo Bido, I like a lot. Waldichuk, there's a lot to like here. Mason Miller, they got the old Leclerc here. You can. It's always nice to have those old guys in there, just to so that those young guys can come up to them and just ask them questions. I think that helps a lot. So very young. With they have two basically old time anchors with Severino and Leclerc, and the rest is super young. Springs, of course, not super young, but you know what I mean. From his major league experience, he's kind of young. So there's a lot to like here. They still got Langoliers and Soderstrom. Got Zach Galoff here. Miguel Andujar. I was always a big. I always liked Miguel Andujar. I think he was, yeah. That's the thing. He's not a home run hitter. Last year he finally got it going with this actually with his bat. He doesn't walk and he doesn't hit home runs. And then you have a tough time being in the league. I just always liked his bat. That he was that he could hit, meaning getting hits, getting singles. I don't know. It has something to it too. That there is somebody who can put the bat on the ball and get on base with that. Yeah, if he could walk, man, he would be pretty good. He would be a very very good leadoff hitter. But he, of course, he can't walk, so he's basically a number nine. Still somebody I personally just like. I don't know why. Blade had a good last year for his standards. A good last year with a two. I think if you look at the splits in 24. So especially at the end of the year, he was doing pretty good. August was 7 home runs, 17. He had 5 home runs, 13 in May. So if he can get that, those sprinkles in there with good 230 hits, otherwise, I think he can salvage that high. I mean, he was a fourth overall pick. Those are not the numbers you want for a fourth overall pick, but I still can think he can salvage his career with that. Yeah, and then of course the Cubs and Arizona. I think the other really fun game this opening day. Yeah, with Josh Naylor coming over to Arizona, basically replacing Christian Walker. I think that's pretty good. Not a lot of material changes here. The pitching is there. I think they're gonna. I mean, everybody was kind of like thinking that Arizona would fall down and Texas would keep on going. It was actually the other way around. That Arizona was threatening to reach the playoffs again after that World Series defeat. with 89 wins. So I think they're going to be right there again, like in the high 80s. Is that enough to make the playoffs? I probably think no, but I think there will be. Yeah, Naylor is there. Naylor is how can I put it? Josh is the. You always have like with those two with brothers. Usually you have a calm one and an asshole one. He's the asshole one. He, as far as I heard, was that he was causing a lot of problems in the bullpen. In the yeah, he wore out his welcome. Yeah. In sports, Ezra, in sports, especially since they're twins, aren't they, Bo and Josh? He buys you computer games for your birthday. How can you say that? How can you say that? You know that you are. I bet people have told you that over and over in your life. So first of all, the Sacconi here. Let's go. This does not look good, of course. Triple A. If you look at Triple A, he does look pretty good, though. I can see that you take a chance on him. Look at his whip here for Arizona here. It's pretty good. He just the whip blew up here last year for him, and I think that can happen, especially with young pitchers, that they get the yips, they lose their confidence, and that's just t- that mental part is just so important with baseball and pitching, with baseball overall, and then with pitching in particular. So Bo, there he is. He's 25. So Josh is the big brother. So he's always heard all his life, yeah, your big brother is so good. Your big brother is so good. Yeah, but with him, he was supposed to be the big prospect, and he hasn't panned out either. So yeah, Cleveland does have here Kyle Manzardo as a prospect, but come on, dude, get rid of that caterpillar under the nose. He looks stupid. Doesn't make him look manly. It just looks somebody who's playing an adult. We'll see how he's doing. his 55 games last year were promising here with 5 home runs and 145 at bats. So that's a 20, 22, 23 home run season. The problem is going to be the strikeouts. He's going to be close to 200 strikeouts. Wah, wah, wah. Yes, they see him as a future. They do see him as the future first baseman in Cleveland, but yeah, he has to get the strikeouts under control. I know that in this day and age, strikeouts are not considered as bad as they were before, but 200 strikeouts is still 200 strikeouts. That's just too many. For Arizona, I mean, you still have Ketel Marte here. You have, again, Corbin Carroll. He looks much better than he did last year. Gurriel will always be able to hit. I don't care. He's old, but I mean, he's always going to be able to hit. He's going to be able to hit as a 45-year-old. Some people are just like that. Suarez, I was very surprised that he revived his career here in Arizona after those years and the last years in Cincinnati and Seattle. But I was surprised with Seattle. I did not think that he had such good numbers in Seattle here. I was actually surprised. I always kind of felt that he was a bust there. I don't think he was a bust there. If you look at that Seattle, he had 31 home runs, having a 332 on base percentage, almost an 800 OPS in that season. Basically flew by me a little bit there. Played every game in 23. Yeah, Pavin. They are really hoping for Pavin, yeah. They're hoping for Pavin, and I can see that. I can see that. I do. Yeah, on the Cubbies side, of course, we already talked about that. Kyle Tucker, big gamble on him, I think. The his signing really was yeah, how can I put it? Yeah, put a lot of stress on the locker room there, because Seiya, of course, he did not want to play DH. He wanted to play right field, and I was kind of like thinking that they would take out Happ, but I guess Happ is untouchable in Chicago. I don't really know why. Not the biggest fan of Ian Happ. But man, this team it really looks good, I think. With if Tucker can really get it going, Suzuki with Bush, Swanson, Horner, that's the middle infield is very solid. PCA at center field, and if Matt Shaw can bring it, I think this is a contender team in the National League Central. Pitching should be solid. Yeah, John Doe. Actually, that's my feeling too. I was not excited when they signed Tucker, or when they got Tucker. I was kind of like, okay, why bring all this headache into your locker room there with Seiya? Why upset Seiya? I don't get it. Yeah, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. So if you're just for looking for a great baseball series to start off the year, Chicago, Arizona should be a good game to play to look at. Atlanta, San Diego should be a good game to look at. I think Philadelphia, Washington should be a good game to look at. Baltimore, Toronto. So you basically have your late where here at 3 p.m. Eastern. They start very late this year, don't they? 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, probably miss out on LA White Sox if you don't if you're not a fan of those two teams. Hey, Baffle. Yeah, the Royal Yappin. That's what we're doing. We're yapping here. You missed Minerva. He's at work. The Royal Yappin. Yeah, we have been talking Royals and Cubs, of course, but we've been talking to everybody else. Milwaukee Yankees could be interesting, yeah. Especially if you're a Milwaukee fan. Seeing Aaron Judge is always fun. Very simple. Seeing Aaron Judge is always fun, and seeing Goldie is also fun. Nothing wrong with that. But I think if I as a neutral fan, if I have a choice between Milwaukee Yankees and Baltimore Toronto, I'm watching Baltimore Toronto. I think to start off. But haven't they had like 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. usually the first game in Miami or so? So 3 p.m. Eastern is for me. What is that? 3:15. That's 8 o'clock in the evening. That's not too bad. KC is starting at 9 o'clock. That's okay. I'm of course going to watch KC, but I will have a lot to do in the morning. Watching the highlights and talking to you with the Royal Yappin tomorrow again. Hopefully longer with Minerva, my best friend Minerva here on the OTP. Yeah, I think I used to have. I just remember like having like Miami, who was the Urania was the starting pitcher there. That they played before noon the some year here. That's what I have in my head. Yeah, probably going to watch a little bit of Toronto, Baltimore there before I'm going to switch over to Kansas City, Cleveland. And let's see. Oh, it is, of course, it's Baffle Night. Tonight is Baffle Night, so I will get up early to watch my friend Baffle. Let's give you a shout out, Mr. Baffle. So I probably can watch. So that's 10, 22 plus 5 is 27. That's 4. That's probably just when Baffle starts. Chicago, Arizona is just ending. 3. You give away 3. All right. So if you want that game. Oh, you have your gala tomorrow, Ezra? Let's give a shout out to you. So yeah, the 14-hour days end tomorrow. Well, at least you have internet again at home and don't have to steal from your neighbor. All right, so I'll do a little cut here.